Hello everybody and welcome back to more Prison Architect. And no, I'm not checking out this guy's butt, no. Look who's paid us a visit. It's a parole lawyer. But we all know who this parole lawyer is. It's Calvin Heller. Let's hope he gets shanked. So, yeah, that was commentary I did while recording. And it was originally going to be normal episode, but not much happened. So yeah, post commentary now. So basically what I'm doing is assigning all the prisoners in the registration part to different solitary cells, and there's a few I'm noticing hanging around in hallways and stuff, and I'll assign them as well. But the computer or the game was running so slowly, and in fact if you can maybe hear that in the background, that's actually my computer making that horrible whirring sound, that I couldn't really register every click I was doing. It was quite awful, and that's in the end why after about 5 minutes I gave up and shut the game, reopened the game, and it was pretty much the same, and I decided to do it without commentary and then do the commentary afterwards, because like that I could speed it up and it would be a bit more entertaining. However, after spending twice as long to do a double long episode and then speed it up, because obviously you have to record twice as long to make half as long when you speed it up, I then didn't have the time to do the post commentary that I needed to do, and in the night I got very, very ill, and that's why there's been no videos for the last week or so. Yes, I got very, very ill, and I couldn't do the recording of the voice. I couldn't do anything. I was very, very bad, and now I'm still not 100%, but you know, I felt that I really had to start recording this soundtrack for the game, so I can get at least one video out. And I do apologise, because as a viewer I know what it's like to be waiting for content and the content never comes. So anyway, then I said, okay, I've assigned a whole bunch of prisoners, and I pressed play and things started moving. And now, after a while, I mean, you can see how slow it's going. This is on speed 3, and I've doubled it again, and they're not really moving that fast. They're not moving as fast as they would in speed 3 normally. After, well, probably they're moving like speed 1 would normally move. If you look how fast they're going around, and I'm using my mouse pointer on the video editing software. So yeah, and I said, let me create some more solitary cells over here. This is where there is the thingy, and that's where I decided just to stop, because I couldn't even select the walls properly. So now I'll come and continue building that when I remember what I was up to. So yeah, I said let's build some more solitary cells for these guys that are stuck in their registration room, and at least we can get another 7 or 8 people assigned to solitary at any particular time. I mean, some of these solitary might not need to keep, but anyway, as it stands, this prison is getting a bit tough to work with, to say the truth. I mean, I'm recording like this more as a necessity than something I would like to do. I can give better quality commentary, and I can go off on more tangents, and I can still show what I'm doing, and if I have a mistake I can always stop and continue. But I prefer to have the sort of the live commentary, because it's more spontaneous and things happen and the reactions are a bit better. This will be a bit probably emotionless. So yeah, yeah, I noticed a few people had done their, probably the ones that just had an hour or so. So I started signing. Then I saw a few more hanging around, so I signed them, even though there might have been someone in the cell, just in case it can queue something up for when they get released. Now I'm seeing that there's still. Oh yeah, I found some photos hanging around. I really don't know what these have appeared since I've put in the Steam key. So I think it's something to do with Steam, because I never used to get these before. I was saying about the queue before I saw that, and I've forgotten what I was saying about. Oh, probably I was gonna say that then I started noticing people hanging around that didn't need solitary. So they probably need to be assigned to cells and things like that. So then I start sending people elsewhere. So if you see me clicking around, it's not a solitary cell. That will be why. I'll be trying to assign them to an actual cell to get other things sorted out. And if you can see, there's about 100, and I'm pointing at the screen again, 100 policemen never being used. So to speed things up in a bit, I'm gonna go and fire a bunch of tired policemen. Yeah, spoiler alert. I'm not sure when that happens, but it will pop up soon. Found another photo there. Probably a solitary one. So yeah, it's basically just assigning everyone to solitary cells and getting them back in the queue of things that need to be done. If you see that they've put 2 people in solitary together, so my idea of queuing it up didn't exactly work. But yeah, something's happened to the game, and if it continues as it is, it's not gonna make for 1, good recording, and 2, I'm not gonna be able to do anything apart from manually assign people to tasks, because it seems so many tasks that people have ended up in the infirmary again. So something got done on their list, they got put in the infirmary, and they're not being released from the infirmary again. So yeah, something is seriously messed up with the game, I think. It's not just some guards had been killed. It seems to be an ongoing problem with this particular game. So yeah, I mean, 12 episodes ago because there was no general consensus on the whole thing. I was ready to say, okay, let's call it a day with this prison and we'll move on to something else. But I wanted to do my maximum security part, and then the whole game broke, and here we are. So yeah, probably I don't think it's going to be easy to sort this out. It's not working well. I had an autosave there. Yeah, people are stuck all over the prison, so I'm just trying to find them, trying to assign them to a solitary nearby that would be free. And we have a lot of solitary cells, but I mean, a lot of them are for the grey people, and can't really assign them to those. I've got some for the yellow people, and obviously can't assign them to those. These yellow guys are complaining about safety, obviously, because there's a lot of deaths in the prison. They're quite safe where they are, but at least they're not complaining about anything that's to do with them being shut away all the time. So that's one thing. Now, I had also looked up the issue with the dormitory where it wasn't selecting, like the logistics deployment thing, so I can't put it like minimum security or whatnot. And it seems that they behave a bit like cells, whereas a cell has to be behind 2 doors, so you kind of assign the whole cell block, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. And it seems that with dormitories it's like that as well, so we'll give that a go. But probably it's going to be another prison now, because this one, it's not working. As much as I enjoyed this prison and I wanted to see it full up and running well, it seems that under the current state, with my current computer as well, it's just not going to work. So probably we'll finish off the story mode. I was going to say the Cho'Gamm, whatever it is, Garboss. Yeah, we'll finish off that. We can use some of the new dormitories instead of cells for that, so that would be good. To increase the capacity, get that done. We'll go through all the story mode and then we'll start a new prison probably, because it's just it's not. I mean, I spent like the best part of an hour sticking people in solitary and assigning them to cells. That's all. You know, I mean, in the usual hour of gameplay, you get a lot of things built. You can, you know, do a lot of things in Prison Architect in an hour, but it's just not working. So yeah, something got screwed up. Maybe it was the amount of prisoners I had, too many to-dos on the list, or I don't know. Something's messed up. So I don't know if it's a combination of, let's try and give Introversion a break and say it's probably 50% is my prison, 50% is the game, the computer, I mean. Yeah, because I think I've said before, my computer isn't the best. It's a few years old and it wasn't tailor-made for gaming, it was tailor-made for graphic design. I do have another computer for graphic design which uses an SSD and a lot of RAM and a half decent video card, but I'm not going to clutter it up with games, so I used my older graphic design computer for games, and I just sort of put all of my old hard drives in it. It's got like 7 hard drives in it, so yeah, I either need to build a new computer from scratch or do something with it to improve it. I was thinking of putting an SSD instead of the C drive, which keeps filling up, and I have no idea what is taking up 98 gigs of space. Yes, 98 gigs of space being taken by Windows alone. I have no idea. It wants to do the Windows 10 update. I'm not going to let it right now because I don't think it will handle it. But yeah, I don't know how much RAM I've got in this now. I've forgotten, probably about 8. It's quite a few years old. But yeah, I definitely need to start working on either drastically improving this one or just say sod it and build a new one. Maybe just keep the case of this one and gut it. I've got an SSD on the way, so at least that will improve Windows performance, and the virtual memory, but it's not going to help. It's not going to help overall. So yeah, and it's a 240 gig, so my 98 will I'll get a lot more space for whatever files need to be added to the Windows. I don't think the video card is a problem. It's not the best. It's an Nvidia GTX 680, I believe. It's a couple of years old now, but it's half decent. And the CPU, I think the CPU is really the main problem. It's a bit of a weaker one. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm getting back to what I'm actually doing. I'm piping up the laundry and adding the jobs so that the clothing need can be met. And I'm actually seeing here that I've put a pipe through a no access zone, so I have to look into that. But yeah, as I was saying before, I don't know if it's feasible to continue with this prison, because it's really taken a long time to do this one video, and what with me being ill and getting behind on my work and whatnot, I don't have too much time Well, I had less time than I would normally have to make videos, then I got very ill and I lost a week, and so now I have even less time, and to be taking 4 times as long to make a single video is not the best idea in the world. So yeah, we'll see if this gets fixed with the next update, but I doubt it. I mean, I think the problem is that the prison more than the game. So there is something in the game where needs aren't, or things that need to be done aren't getting assigned. And this is actually, now I'm firing all the extra guards halfway through, because I was firing tired ones, and then halfway through I thought, hang on a second, I've paid for tasers and bulletproof vests for half of these guys, so I started firing the ones that didn't have any tasers or bulletproof vests. So yeah, but I thought maybe by removing a few staff that are not doing anything, it might help speed up the game a bit. Also, I might do the same with the workmen, because now we're not doing so much building. I don't think we need around 100 odd workmen anymore. I do hire a few more chefs or cooks, whatever you want to call them, a bit after this, to help get meals done, because I noticed the hunger was a need as well. But obviously, if people are hanging around waiting for solitary or whatnot, they're not going to get fed. So I think the problems I have are all stemming down from that the guards are not getting the what's the word, the things they need to do. They're not being allocated to that. I mean, you can see the family is still up there. It's going down a bit, but the needs are still red. They're still critical for quite a lot of people. So obviously, the second they get a chance to kick off, they're gonna kick off, and rightly so. I mean, if you're in prison and you go to prison and they handcuff you and say you're getting solitary, and they leave you in the hallway for like 4 days with no food, with no visitation, no shower, you're gonna go a bit potty. So it's understandable. Even the most serene of prisoners, and we all know that prisoners aren't very serene, will start to go potty. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem. But you can see, I mean, I'm on at this point I'm running at a normal speed, but I've a bit more than doubled the speed of the video from how it's running. You can see how slowly people are moving around. I mean, it looks like normal speed really. So considering it should be probably equal to about the normal 3 times speed, it's really running slow. I'm telling you, even like clicking, it's not registering every click I'm doing. And yeah, here I noticed there was some people stuck in the common room, and we've got yellow people in the common room. They got their own common room. Why are they going in a common room where there is orange people? We'll do a new prison, and we'll try and sort this all out by doing completely separate prisons for each section, and they'll have everything. Each prison will have everything. Probably even the maximum security will have everything, because it's the only solution, I think, to sort this kind of problem out. The one problem with people going where they're not supposed to be going, and then we have the other problem of people not being assigned their duties as in staff. That, I don't know. We'll have to keep looking out for that. I'm seeing a few more people hanging around actually right now. Re-looking at this after playing, I might actually have dealt with them in the meantime. Oh yeah, I also noticed there was some people that had actually served their solitary and they weren't doing anything, so they didn't have anything, so or they were needed lockup and they weren't doing anything, so I've assigned them a cell. I don't know if it's someone else's cell. That other person will get booted out of their cell. Hopefully it will do a chain reaction of events, but I really don't know. At this point, I mean, I spent a lot of time just trying to sort these things out. I thought it was going to be easy. But I mean, it really wasn't. I spent a lot of time assigning people solitary, and I've barely scratched the surface. I mean, we're down to about, I can't really see because in the editing software I've got a line over the number, but I think it's about 120. And it says 13 in solitary. There's way more than 13 in solitary at this point, so I don't know. I really don't know. I'm at loss really as to what to do with it. But yeah, something's broken, and sadly, I think we have to say goodbye to our Alpha 36 prison. So yep, it's goodbye to this prison, and I might actually give prison. I'm thinking. I mean, I was saying that we'll do the career mode thingies ago. I might actually give Prison Architect a bit of a break for a couple of weeks. I don't know. I'll have to see, because there's a lot of stuff that hasn't been done. City Skylines, which was giving me editing problems. Soul Zero, which I kind of need to finish off some of the like quests, and maybe we'll do the moon one a bit rather than continuing the Gustav crater for now. And then we'll see about finishing off Game Dev Tycoon as well. So we'll kind of try and wrap up a lot of pending things before we continue the new stuff, or continue Prison Architect. Anyway, thank you very much. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.